Good morning everyone, it is Alisa and I am hopefully in the Blends and Beyond stamping colouring group. For some reason Facebook wants to give a really wide view of my desk when I first start, so I have to pull in tight so that you don't see all my mess. I can't clear it out far enough. So yesterday I posted a photo of me having coloured this image here, and I thought I would come in and colour it live for you with a different set of colours and show you how I did it. Let me just get myself all organised so I can see comments. Excellent. And now, because of where my camera has to go, I need to position myself a little bit differently because I really wanted to zoom in. I thought about doing this for my live on Thursday, but you can't zoom in, and I really wanted to be able to zoom in so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got the Melting Snowman, and he is from the Filled with Cheer stamp set, and now that I've zoomed in, I'm going to have to do that for you. So I've coloured him in a couple of times now, and he's really quite cute to colour in. And I have stamped him in Memento. If you are new to alcohol markers, Memento is a water-based ink pad, which is what you need for alcohol markers. If you're watercolouring, you need an alcohol-based marker, so opposites attract for that. Okay, so I have stamped him already, and we are going to start. I'm going to do him nice and bright today. So I've got my Granny Apple Green, and I'm just going to be using the double combos, so just the light and the dark, so nothing too out of control. So I'm going to start with my dark. I'm going to bring my light over a little bit closer to me because my eyes are getting a little bit on the tired side. I wonder if I can just pinch in just a wee bit closer for you. There we go. Okay. Okie dokie. So I'm going to try and keep my eye on the screen. So with my dark, I'm just going to come in with, and I'm going to go under each of these little tree segments with my dark, and I'm also going under each little bauble. So, and I'm just scribbling that in. I'm working with my bullet tip because it is quite tight. It's such a small image. So I'm just going to do a little C underneath each of those little baubles there. Okay, so just little up and downs, little C under the bauble. There's another segment, and there's one more down here. Okay, so it's very, very easy. Excuse me. I get tight when it's probably talking first thing in the morning. Okay, so now I'm just coming in with my light, and I'm just going over the top and just filling in all that white space. And I have a feeling that this marker is starting to get dry because it's a little bit on the harder side to get colour down. And we're very squeaky. Yeah, she's coming to an end. Which will probably help me in this instance because it'll help separate those trees segments, but I need to just go over it and work it a little bit more than what I normally would. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is come back in with my dark, and I'm just going to add a tiny little bit more in a few areas just to push those segments behind the top one. Okay, so you can see already when my hand is out of the way, you can see that that sort of happened a little bit already. Okay, let's just do the star in Daffodil Delight. So nothing fancy with that. We'll come back and use him again later. I'm going to do my baubles in, I've got Melon Mambo, so we're really going brights here, and I've got my dark. And what I'm going to do here is just I'm just doing a little C on my baubles, and I'm just leaving that little white space. If you don't want to do that, what you can do is just colour in the whole thing, and then come in with a Posca or any acrylic marker that you have, or a white gel pen, and just add your little white dots here. But for this spot, I've just done the one colour and I've left him as is. Okay, let's move on to our little snowman now. And because I've used pink baubles, I am going to dress him in pink, and I'm going to dress him in yellow because we've got the yellow for the star as well. So let's do that. So coming in with my dark melon mambo, and just going to do the under rim and a little bit of on his top hat there, and then I'm just going to come in and fill that space there. Okay, so we've got a little bit of shine on his hat there, and then I'm going to come in with the dark again, and I'm going to pop a little bit under here. Now as the scarf folds down, this little area here across here will be dark because it's folding in. Okay, so we're going to try and get a little bit of shape happening. It's got that crease that falls in, if you can imagine that, and then it flows back out again. Okay, oh, oops, I'm going to do this bit here. Okay, now with his nose, this is going to be interesting because obviously it's a carrot and we want it to be orange, but I don't really want to have to pull in another, just make sure I'm in the screen. I don't want to have to pull in another colour. So what I'm going to do is just use my light melon mambo here, and I'm going to do a little bit of pink on his carrot nose, and then I'm going to come in with my yellow, and I'm going to go over the top of that and pull it out, and that will reds and yellows turn orange. So that's actually going to give that carrot a bit of an orange feel to it without having to bring in another set of markers. So it's starting to turn quite orange there. I'll bring that up to the screen. Whoops, if he wants to focus on it. I don't think he wants to focus, but you can see that it's taken on that orange tinge now. So that's a cool little trick for you. Okay, I am going to do his highlighting, like his snow. So I'm just going to use the Smoky Slate light, and I've got a colour lifter here as well. Oops, wait a minute. I do have to bring in my other daffodil because I need to do the trim. So dark and then some light. And I've stamped this guy right in the middle because I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet, whether I'm going to just decline that. Hopefully it didn't interrupt too much of the live. Okay, and then we're just going to go underneath his hat and down the side a little bit with the light grey, and a little bit under his nose, under his thing there. So hopefully I'm still going. My telephone. A little bit of grey around there and across the edge, and then I'm just going to do a little C shape underneath each of these little coal buttons. Just a little C shape, and where these little melted spots are, I'm just going to pop a little bit along there as well, and then around where the back of the sled. Okay, and then I can come in with my colour lifter, and I'm just doing little circular motions, and I'm just fading that edge out under his nose, under the scarf. Just to give that a fade. Okay, now I'm going to go onto the sled, and now I have to say I don't know what sleds look like, so this could be totally wrong. But I'm going to use Pecan Pie, and I'm also going to use the light and Smoky Slate again as well. And I'm going to start with my dark, and what I'm going to do for this one is just where these wood lines are, I'm just going to draw straight over the top of them. Okay, and then I'm going to come in, and I'm sorry that my hand is in the way. I need to, if I get a grip on my pens on a different angle, it's sort of weird for me for colouring, but you can see it a little bit better. Okay, and then I'm just going to come over and do that again. And then these little bits here, I guess, are the footrests. So I'm just going to do them dark. And then come in with my light. Add a tiny little bit more dark. And then for these other little bits, which would be the ski parts of them, I am just going to colour them all with light. You can get your light and your dark out if you want, but they're that fine, I don't really see the point. If you want a little bit of darker area, just go over it again with your marker nib. Okay, so that is the basis. Oh, I do want to ground him, so I am going to pop a little bit of grey underneath again. Okay, and then we'll fade that out as well. Never looks like it wants to do anything straight away, but then you sort of let it have its time to relax and it'll start doing its magic. Okay, so there's the basics, and you can stop there if you want. But as I mentioned in my post yesterday, I actually used a Derwent purple, a Lightfast purple, and I also used a white, and I'm just using a Prismacolor white. I do also have what's this? A Stabilo, I can't pronounce the name, and this one is an all white pencil as well. So you can use, it doesn't really matter, but okay, so this one is a purple, and let me just get a scrap of white so I can show you what it actually looks like. So because obviously you won't be able to see. So that is the color of the purple. Make sure I'm in screen. So it is quite a muted purple. So that's the color of the purple. You want a nice sharp pencil because we're going to come into these little points. Make sure I'm in the screen. So where I popped my dark granny apple green is where I'm going to pop these in, and I'm just doing it to really segment these you know, the areas of the tree. So you should be able to see a slight difference from this top area to down here, and I want to try and push them right back up so I can actually go a little bit further. Because this pencil is nice and sharp, you can really get going and, you know, go right up into those little areas of the tree, make them separate, and then just, and I'm not pressing very hard either, I'm just sort of bringing that down to make a little bit of a shadow. So I can go right up in there. So you sort of just imagine where the sun isn't going to, you know, or not even the sun, if any light can't get into it, that's where you'll pop your really dark shadows. purple is also working really well because the pinks and purples are opposite. They're complementary colours on the colour wheel. Okay, a little bit under these baubles just to set them in a little bit further. So you can see that that tree has really got a whole lot more dimension to it now. Okay, and then I don't need to do any highlights because I've already left that white space. So I'm going to come over to his hat and just really lightly on the edge here, just going to add a little bit of the purple over here. So I'll just stop so you can see that, the difference, and then I'm just going to pop a little bit on the edge here as well. You don't want to go overboard. This is just adding a little bit of depth to it, not changing the colour. And then I'm just going to do a little bit under his hat because it would be not in the light area, like it would be, the sun would be coming down from the top. It wouldn't be sitting on there. And then I'm going to do a little bit on the scarf as well. Now, I don't know whether you probably can't see, but when you are colouring this, you'll actually notice that there's a little indent here and then it comes around. So if you wanted to, you could run your pencil just along the edge there, and that will sort of give the illusion that we've got a little bit of wrinkling going on. Or it looks like the scarf has been, you know, folded. You know how they crinkle when you put them on. And then we want a little bit under here. And then a little bit through here where it hits the ground. Really, really softly. I'm not pressing very hard at all. So it's going to sort of help give our scarf a little bit of shape to it. Okay, and then I'm going to come over, because that's all going to get the treatment. Just add a little bit over here. And then where these three panels are, I've sort of tried to separate these three panels because they are glued together, the planks. And then also to pop a little bit along the edge here because that is been buried into the snow. And this is where, if you want a little bit of extra on these metal bits, you can put them on there as well. So these are just little extra bits that you can do to zhuzh up your image. Get my hand out of the way, apologies. I need to be able to try and perhaps mount my camera a different way. Okay, so coming in with the white, and I'm just gonna add a little bit to his top hat. Oops, do you know what? I can also, I didn't bring that all the way down. I only did it on the pink, so I need to bring that down onto the yellow as well. Yes, Deb, it does. It makes a huge difference just to create those, a little bit more definition. So we'll come back with my white. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit on the scarf here. And just a little bit on this area. Again, I'm only pressing really, really lightly. These aren't highlights. And then a little bit down here. Because you have to imagine that the scarf is probably wool or a fabric. The top hat is probably felt, and it probably won't have a huge amount of shine on it. But I think that's about it. Oh wait, no, I did do something else too. I grabbed that pencil and I came in underneath the snowman himself as well, underneath all that melted snow. But this time I'm just running it right along. I'm not bringing it out. I'm just running it right along the edge of that stamped line. Okay, and that will tie it all in as well. So it's all got the purple treatment. So there we go. There is our nice bright, I don't think I need to bring that up to the screen. That's pretty well in the screen. There is our nice bright melting snowman, and there's a little sentiment that goes with it that says a warm hello, which I think is really cool, because then you can stamp it with him and sort of, especially if you're in the South Pacific and you know, we don't have snowmen, but I thought a melting snowman could be quite cool for it could be quite good for South Pacific, because if you put that warm hello with it, then you know we can understand why he's melting. So there we go. Hope you've learnt a little bit, especially with the pencil work. You can sort of really see the definition in the tree. And I should have tried to do a side-by-side comparison of with and without the pencil, but I'm sure I'll end up colouring him again. So thanks very much for joining me. Hope you learnt a little bit, and we will catch you. Deb says she'll have to go back over hers with the pencils. Yes, you will. Just to add a little bit of oomph. I didn't do it actually. Did I do it? I didn't do them on. I didn't do any on himself, did I? You know, these little bits that you forget. So, and again, this is just right on the pencil line, on the stamp line. I haven't drawn it out because I'm just adding a little bit of, you know, where that light can't get in because it's sitting straight onto it, but that'll sort of push that snow behind and make that scarf pop a little bit more. It doesn't look like I'm doing much, and I'm probably not, because I'm not pressing very hard, but it certainly makes a difference in the end. Okay, that's it for me. So thank you very much for joining, and we will catch you in the group another time. See you later.